What's going on, guys? My name is D. Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. Very excited. So today is the last day of 2023. That is a trading day. That is. Next time you guys see me, it will be 2024. I hope all of you guys had a fantastic year. If you guys were profitable, congratulations. If you were not profitable this year, I hope that you kind of took some things away, some mistakes that you made, maybe that you can change and alter going into next year that can bring you much more success. Before I kind of get into the video here and kind of talking about some of the trades that I know my traders at Evolution Traders took, this is going to be the last chance that you guys can get in Evolution Traders before the new year. I'm going to be kind of closing down those enrollments. So if you have thought about it, you've been on the fence, maybe you want to get with the team that, you know, can kind of help you and trade with me, get some of the lessons, because I am going to be revamping all of the video lessons in my courses as well as in the Discord. Because over the last month or two, I've kind of noticed some things in the market that I think with some strategies we can kind of tweak and, you know, bring out more tools depending on if we're in a ranging market or a bull market or if we go into a bear market. I think it's going to be very beneficial. But let's get into the video here. So the trade that I was really looking for this morning on the NQ, and I know I was doing live trading with Shift from Evolution Traders today, caught this downwards move. Now, again, we didn't catch the whole move here, but he did get into this 20 play. If you noticed a 20 play here on the NQ at 7:30, it did confirm and it gave us a nice little red candle. Now, there wasn't a whole lot of price action going on, and you may be thinking to yourself, well, what about this 20 play here? Or what about this one? Or what about this one? This one here at 7 o'clock did not confirm. This one did also not confirm. This one did also not confirm. This one did also not confirm. So there was about, 30 minutes, 45 minutes of price action essentially going sideways that did not do much. But once we failed to reclaim the 200-day moving average, and this is something that I'm going to be teaching in the mentorship in 2024, getting into using more of these supply and demand zones to kind of help you pick your spots. But notice the significant red candle comparison to all of the other preceding red and green candles that were in the market open. This one was a lot bigger. There was a lot more momentum. We failed to make a new high over the 200-day moving average. We lost this Bollinger Band. So notice how at a price of around 65 that we did have initial room down to, this 55 area. So like what I was telling Shifting Gears today on the live trading is that we had a quick 10 points there for a scalp if we wanted to size up a little bit heavier. And then once we broke that level in those 50s, there was nothing below, right? And how I was getting that, if you guys watched my update from yesterday, I kind of went over it. But if you go back all the way here, you can see that going back just a couple of days, that 55, 56 area, as soon as it was lost, there was nothing down until we came down to 17,015. Now, we obviously went a lot lower than that. And again, if you caught that move, congratulations. But if you notice here, once we came down into this linear regression, this was the last support, not only on the hourly, but as well as the 5-minute. So I love when two time frames kind of go together and they give you that added confirmation that if we do lose a specific demand zone, we've got some room to flush. Now, the next setup that I could have seen here was at 7:40 in the morning PST. Once we broke down below this support, you could see at 7:45 we confirm it. This one candle was a 40-point range candle. So again, from the time you entered into the absolute tippy low point, you're looking at anywhere between 25 and 35 points. This was essentially someone's day made up in 5 minutes. And what I mean by that is if you were sized appropriately and you took, even 4 or 5 micro contracts, or you took 1 mini contract or 2 mini contracts, you take 25, 30 points out of the market, that's a one and done trade, right? You don't really need to look for any more. And even if you did hold, you came into the 5-day moving average, which is something I'm also going to be teaching because I use the 5 and 10-day moving average a lot when it comes to my scalping and my day trading. And I feel that I can expand on that education. So that's one thing that I'm going to be updating in Evolution Traders going into 2024 is how I'm actually managing these trades and how I know personally when to sell and when not to sell. Now, am I right 100% of the time? Of course not. If you guys have been following my journey and you guys kind of seen the last 7 days where I passed the Top Step Combine to get funded another $50,000 account, I'm only winning at around a 60% win rate. However, my wins are almost double in dollar amount than what I'm losing. So again, whatever I'm doing is right. And it's not to say that the way that I trade is the end all be all, because you can trade 360 from the way that I trade and be perfectly successful. It's all about what works for you. Remember, I've said this many times in many different videos now. It's not about the strategy. There's thousands of indicators. There's thousands of strategies. They all work. How well do you work your strategy? That's all I'm going to say. How well do you work your strategy? How well do you trust your strategy? How well do you trust your setups? Because ultimately, that's what's going to be the difference between you taking payouts, you being profitable, and you being in the same spot. Now, as we approach this new year, if you are dead serious about this business, because you almost have to be obsessed, you almost have to be obsessed with the markets, with studying, with journaling, with risk management, with problem solving, you have to be obsessed, because the more you're obsessed and the more you fine tune your process and the more you fine tune your trading plan and you figure out, because normally with traders, it's one small adjustment that puts them over the edge. That means that it puts you from not profitable to profitable. And it's normally one thing that we can tend to find in about a week's time of trading together that we can see and we can start now working on. Some people it's being oversized. Some people it's not using the correct amount of leverage. Some people it's being undersized, right? You're winning a lot of trades, but you're just undercapitalized and you're not seeing the return that you should. And you really need to dive in. And that's one thing that I'm also going to be focusing on with the traders and evolution traders in 2024 is how can we maximize our profits? Now that we're winning at a 50% win rate, 55, 60% win rate, now that you're there, how can we stretch out those gains? So instead of taking $100, we're taking $400. Instead of taking $400, we're taking $800, but not necessarily putting up any more risk. Not sitting there taking 100 trades a day, right? I think the most amount of trades that I've taken when I was scalping is like 18, 20 trades, right? Give or take. And that's a lot of trades. Like that's a lot of setups. I'm using a lot of tools in the belt. I mean, I'm really working for my money, because that's me. If I'm taking more than 10, 15 trades, that means A, the market's choppy. B, we're stuck in a range. So I'm kind of just playing back and forth, back and forth. And that means that there's not a whole lot of follow through. So I need to think scalp more, scalp. That's why I'm taking so many trades. I like the days where I'm taking 4, 5, 6 trades, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, and they're just working, right? We all like that. But again, not every day is like that. So you have to make sure. But again, this was the main only play that I seen here. Again, once I marked out these lows here at 16,936, we never came back and touched it. So this was obviously a clear bounce spot. Now, if you're a type of person that's thinking, well, it's easy to see that it was a clear bounce spot looking to the left of the chart. If you're one of those people, you are not profitable. And I know you're not profitable, because if you were profitable, you would tell yourself, if this is the day's low, and we have this reversal candlestick at 8:30, which I teach in Evolution Traders. If we have this reversal candlestick, well, guess what? Your stop loss is 16,936. All you have to do, my friend, is put a stop loss there. If we breach it, you get out of the trade. If we bounce from there, you take money on the way up. It's very simple. Like, don't make it more complicated. I don't care about all this other price action. Yeah, does it put you in profit, put you back down and draw down? Sure. But did it also give you another opportunity to load more? How many of you guys are actually adding to your winners? How many of you guys are actually adding more size to a trade that has not stopped you out? I can guarantee you 9 out of 10 people watching this video are not adding more size when they get double confirmation that the move that they're in is working in their favor. I tend to add to my size a lot. Like, even if I'm scalping and I get in and I see the moves going in my favor, I'll add another contract, 2 contracts, 3 contracts, and I'll just start taking money on all of them on the way up, because your stop loss is definitive. There's no arguing that if we break this initial low that we put in at 8:30 in the morning PST, there's no argument there that if we break that low, you need to get out of the trade. The facts are the facts. We break that low, you get out of the trade. If we don't break that low and we bounce and we pull back to it, but never take it out, you add more size and double down. How many of you guys play blackjack? right? You have 2 8s against, you know, a 3 or a 4. Split those things and double down. How many of you guys have ever had an 11 versus, you know, a dealer 5? You double down all the time. Now, we're not going to double down on an 11 when the dealer's got a face card, right? It doesn't make any sense. Think smart, double down when you're supposed to, and when you're not supposed to double down, make sure you just protect your risk. Also, managing emotions, managing risk. The market, I hear a lot of people right now saying the market's choppy. The market's choppy. There's no setups. There's no setups. Then how come people are making money in my room, right? I'm not saying they're making thousands and thousands of dollars. How was I able to pass a prop firm evaluation in the past 7 days when everyone's saying that the market's choppy? That's not because I'm some great trader. I'm just like you. I am no different than you. I am no more special than you. I am no more smarter, trust me, than you. You guys are probably a lot smarter than I am. It's just I'm comfortable with my risk. I see my setups and I trust my setups. That's it. Maybe it's the 9 years that I've been doing this, but I know that the more times I take my setups, the higher probability I'm going to be profitable. And people who are not profitable tend to not trust their setups and not trust themselves, so they shy away from taking trades. They want only the perfect trade. They want only the trade that can go for 40, 50 points. Guys, I was in the market this week taking 4 points, 5 points, 6 points on 2 or 3 mini contracts. Identify my setup, get in, make $100 here, make $150 there, chop it up. You do that 3, 4, 5 times, you're up $200, $300, $400, $500, $600. Those are the 2 only setups that I seen. Was the initial flush through the linear regression through this 20 play. That was one. This loss of a low was also another one here at 17,000, big psychological level, whole round number. This was a second, third possibility. And then the bounce play using the low of day as a stop. Well, how did you know it was going to be the low of day? I didn't. Like, that's the thing. Everyone wants such a clear answer on, well, how did you know? How am I supposed to know that it's going to be the low of day? You don't. It's called risk management for a reason. We are managing our risk because every single trade we take, we never know if it's going to lose. And I lose a lot. Like, I'm a 60% win rate trader. That means that I'm losing 4, almost 5 trades out of every 10 that I take. But my losers are smaller than my winners. That's what this whole game is about. Manage your risk. You're going to lose a lot. I lose every other trade, essentially. Like, every other trade that I take doesn't work. Like, and if you expect to win more, like 90% of the time, you're crazy, or you have some secret strategy that no one knows about. The best traders are hitting between 40 and 60%. Your best traders. It's just how well you're managing the risk and how well you're managing emotions. So once we put in this low, and then you see us put in a green candle with no continuation to the downside, and once you see a green candle take out a preceding red candle, what you tell yourself at this point in time is, I'm using the low of day as a stop, I'm getting long. That's it. You play it from supply to supply to supply to supply to supply. That's all you're doing. Now, if you have no idea where these supply zones are at, you don't know where to trade. And that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching a lot of, because I want to give my traders all of the advantage. I want to give you the entire edge. So if you guys want the entire edge, join us at Evolution Traders. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's stop feeling sorry for ourselves. Let's stop complaining. Let's stop blaming the market. Let's stop blaming everything else. Let's really make some money. Like, if you want to make some money, join us over here. I'll do my damnedest to help you make money. Like, because you making more money makes me more money. When you're on my team, you're going to help me by looking at things on a chart that maybe I don't see in real time. And by having me and the rest of the guys on your team, they're going to see things that you necessarily don't see. So I'll see all of you guys on the inside. I hope you guys all a blessed and safe New Year's. Be safe out there. Party, drink, hang out, chill, sleep, do whatever. Be safe. Let's see you guys all inside the room come, the weekend. By the time the weekend's over, and let's get cracking in 2024. Like, let's really take this trading year serious. I'll see all of you guys later.